every year is we have the broadcast journalism before the assembly or before one of the events. They have a video that they're going to present to you to recap the previous day, also give you more detailed information. I do want to recognize real quick the journalism class, both broadcast and print, because they've done such a terrific job in the first couple of days and everything got them going. And I expect a lot out of them this week, and I'm sure you'll find that the papers will be good each week, and hopefully the broadcast will as well. So, without further ado, we go ahead and play this for tonight's broadcast.
My name is Isaac Carroll. I'm Justice Marino. I'm Matthew Connor, and welcome to our first broadcast. It's been an exciting past couple days. Last night we had the primary elections, and tonight it's finally all leading up to the general elections.
Yeah, and the primary election results last night, just for the governor, the Federalist winner, Slam Sammy Martino. You guys have known beat Mike Tyson. How's your time here, boys?
It's been a lot of fun so far, especially during the party caucuses. It's nationalists, federalists separated, and we get a lot of things done. At least in nationalists, I'm not sure about federalists. Even in dining hall, sing that song. Everybody's in one. It's stuck in my head now.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity for all of us to come to Boys' Day. Just pray for everything going on tonight and just allow us to have a good time together, Lord, and just get done what needs done. And it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Charles Morrison is going to do our pledges. And remain standing for the national anthem.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The governor did get me with the best prank today, putting the wrong schedule in front of me and watching me read the schedule this morning. That was good. After a minute. But I think I got him back just now. So I think we're even straight. Now, I'm going to introduce Steve Sluss. He's going to explain to you how the party conventions are going to work this evening. He is the political process advisor for Boys State. He'll explain to you the rules, how it will work, and how we're going to have a very, very fun night. This is probably one of the funnest evenings that I have at Boys State, watching you guys do this. So, with no further ado, Steve Sluss.
Thank you, citizens of American Legion Mountaineer Boys State. I want to say something about the way you just sang the national anthem. I got goosebumps. You ought to hear it from up here. To hear 350 voices in unison singing that great song. And like I say, I'm standing there and I still got chills on my arms. So keep it up. You guys are great. Thank you. Fun night. Have you ever watched the presidential or national committee or national conventions on TV every 4 years? They take up all the networks. They have balloons dropping. They have confetti. They have speeches. They have music. They have a lot of fun. And they get their message out there. Well, that's what you guys are going to do tonight. Tuesday night we reserve for the citizens of a Mountaineer Boys State. We do not allow a single guest speaker to take up this evening because this is your night. This is the night reserved for you guys. And if the governor called me up and said the only time I can speak is Tuesday evening at assembly, I'd have to say I'm sorry. As much as we'd like to have you, this is the boys' night. Our governors, including Governor Tomlin, have always respected you guys and worked around the schedule so that they can be here and at the same time make sure you guys have your evening. I think when we had the coin toss, the Federalists opted to go second. Is that correct? Okay, so that means the Nationalists will go first. Follow. During the Nationalist Party Convention, Federalists, there's to be no booing, catcalls, heckling, jeering, anything disrespectful. You guys are welcome to applaud, but do not show any disrespect whatsoever to their convention. It's just the right thing to do. And you guys do the right things. We've seen that this week. Then when the Federalists get up, Nationalists, show them the same courtesy. No booing, no catcalls, no heckling, no jeers, and show them the amount of the respect that they deserve. Again, because it's the right thing to do, and I know you guys will as well. Your convention is 25 minutes long, and when I say 25 minutes long, that's exactly how much time you have. Not 25 minutes and 30 seconds. Not 25 minutes and 15 seconds. 25 minutes. It will start when your chairman gets up here, and we have a timekeeper in the back, Melvin Williams. Stand up, Melvin. And starting at 15 minutes, he'll tell you how much time you have. Go to 10, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, and stop. Don't say another word. And he means it. And he means it. So when we get this convention started, the time starts, keep an eye on Melvin because you, to make things fair, we give you both the same amount of time. After the Nationalists go, then the Federalists will have their chance for their convention. Then we'll stand up, probably hear from the band. Then we'll sit back down and we'll go into our governor's debate. The two gentlemen that you have nominated as your candidates for governor will square off in a debate of questions that came from your platform. Now, there's one thing I'd like for you guys to do. All of our assemblies, our guest speakers, and this is live streaming. So I want you to stand up, look at that camera in the back, and yell, "Hi, Mom." Hi. Okay, are we ready to hear about the candidates? Guys, is that correct? opponents, but we're still friends. Remember that. One of my closest friends is the guy that beat me for my election to the House of Delegates. So none of this is personal. These guys are friends. We're all going to leave here friends tonight, and we're all going to have a good time. So at this time, I give you the Nationalist Chairman, Bradley Perko.
The Nationalist Party has established a platform that I feel everyone can agree on. A platform that has the power to drive necessary and progressive change in our state. Our common sense goals are policies we all can get behind. From our comprehensive reform of education, through switching to a college-like 10-point grading scale, and promotion of optional life skills classes, to our insightful energy ideas, which promote diversification of our state's energy portfolio through sustainable implementation and growth of alternative and renewable energies, I expect your support. However, don't let our hot button issues make you think we've left behind the small business owners and local farmers in the dust. Rather, the National Party has taken action to champion subsidies for local restaurants and farmers as a part of our farming assistance programs. These subsidies seek to create jobs in local agriculture as well as much needed private sector jobs in our state, which will stem additionally from the cultivation of recreational cannabis. But our job creation doesn't end there. Let me pose a question to you all. How many of you have hit a pothole in the past month? A lot, right? Yeah. I have too. But gentlemen, that is not a reality we have to live with. By emphasizing road and bridge maintenance, not only will we be able to be equipped to battle our pothole problem, these efforts will lead to the creation of thousands of blue-collar jobs. With all of this new revenue for the state as a result of our nationalist policies, we feel that we have the duty to our citizens to remove inheritance tax or the so-called death tax from state code. In passing such legislation, we have the power to reduce the grief and confusion that comes after losing a loved one. The Nationalist Party members have a reverent sensitivity towards families in crisis, and we aim to alleviate that pain that comes with the death of a family member. Tonight, I want to remind everyone in this room the words we all heard earlier today. Secretary of State Natalie Tennant reminded us that our state is made up of one family, one big family. Tonight, I hope these words become a reality. Tonight, I encourage you to exercise your best judgment and vote for the nationalist candidates. At this time, we will take our first speaker, judicial candidate Jordan Patrice.
And my name is still spelled wrong. Sorry. Okay, well,
stick man or the stickler, but you probably know me as the guy that's been carrying that stick around telling all those terrible stick jokes. But anyways, the position of the Supreme Court is vital to our government because it allows us to maintain the checks and balances that allow us to constantly change our government when it is needed, and it allows us to keep constant input into the system. I have been a juror, I've been a justice in many mock trials, and I believe that I can do this, and I believe that it is the right thing to do to vote for me. And remember tonight, when you pass down the aisle to go to the voting machines, right before you pass your vote, just remember, stick with me, and we'll all succeed.
Once again, I am Gene Bailey, and I am running for the position of Supreme Court Justice. Citizens of Boise State, I will refrain from giving you a trite and cliche political speech committing to a promise I cannot feasibly act upon. I promise to uphold the Constitution and laws of our consolidated state with the greatest of fairness and rationality. That is an absolute guarantee. My intentions for attaining the position of justice are not vain, but honest, as I, Gene Bailey, wish to serve in the best intentions of you citizens solely. I wish to implement a policy of no bias and no debauchery in our judicial system. I promise beyond a reasonable doubt that I will work tirelessly and incessantly for each one of you citizens. God is my witness. I will strive wholeheartedly to perfect every facet of our judicial system, not only for the betterment of our judicial and Supreme Court system, but for the betterment of our state and for our citizens. Thank you for this magnificent opportunity. Best of luck to each of you candidates running for political office this evening, and I additionally eternally grateful to be a citizen among you gifted gentlemen. I ask for your support and I am adamantly honored to receive your vote tonight. Let's make our court system the most superior court system in Boise State history. I am Gene Bailey. Thank you. God bless. Vote for me. Thank you.
Fellow citizens of Boise State, my name is Jamie Rose. Some of you may know me as that Asian guy with the white guy's name. Yeah, we do. It's an honor to even be up here and to even be representing my party tonight. I promise that if elected Supreme Court Justice, I will help to make sure that everything runs smoothly and efficiently around this court. I'm not going to bore you with any of my credentials. I'm sure you all know about them. But I will promise you that I will uphold the principles of the United States Constitution and Boise State. Again, I'm Jamie Rose, and I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
This will be our final Supreme Court speaker, Mr. Jacob Weasley Hireman.
Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Hireman, but most people call me Weasley. I'm running for Supreme Court Justice, but I'm no different than any of you, but I just want to be your representative in the court. I want to bring justice to the court, and I want to end or prevent any possible corruption in our great state. People are the force behind the government, and I want to be your voice for both parties, Federalists and Nationalists. The choice for Supreme Court Justice is easy. Just vote Weasley. Thank you.
Let's have a round of applause for all of our judicial candidates. Our next speaker will be Attorney General candidate Mitchell Winky.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Mitchell Twinkie. Winky, my bad, sorry. This position will allow me to represent you guys, the foundation of this government of Boise State. You guys, the men of tomorrow. Get that? Yeah, that was a good one. Of Boise Nation. With your votes, we will protect this state. We will establish a fair and equal government, and we will keep the courts in check and not them allowed to run corrupt. When it comes time to vote tonight, do not think nationalist or federalist. Think about what the Secretary of State said today. Look around. These are the finest men West Virginia has to offer. Brothers of this great state. In order for us to form this new state, we must unite as one, setting aside our differences. We cannot stand alone until we can stand together. So as you see me speak this last time before you vote tonight, remember, don't be stinky, vote for Winky.
Our next speaker will be Mason H. Weed for Commissioner of Agriculture.
Hello guys, my name is Mason Lee, and I could give you a campaign speech based on vague promises, but I decided I was going to look and see what actually I could plan to do if I was the Commissioner of Agriculture. Now we know both parties want to legalize marijuana, and that would fall under the Commissioner of Agriculture to restrict or to control the growth of marijuana. Which is why I say we look towards Colorado as a state that already implemented it. It's 6 plants a person. It doesn't have huge farms yet, and it gives us enough time to experiment with it and see exactly what effect it will have on the state before we go out and make it the huge commercial industry it has potential to be. And that's all I have to say. Just vote for whoever you think is the best candidate. I don't expect to get every vote, but I have a plan.
Our next speaker will be Marquise Silver for Treasurer.
Hello. Okay. My name is Marquis Silver. Some of you know me as Marquis. I'm in Nog, cabin. No. Okay. Well, why should you guys vote for me? Well, I don't have the dance skills of H. Woman over here, but I, personally believe in for the, voting, not voting, but presenting the people and, passing giving the funds to certain bonds that are needed for our state. And also, my last name is Silver. It's like money, like why not? Vote Silver because it makes sense. Did you get it? Actually, I stole that from someone else, but I don't need the credit. Sorry. But yeah, so vote for me, and I always look out for you guys. And even though my last name is Silver, going for gold.
Our next speaker will be Joseph Ellis for Auditors.
Nationalists, Federalists, fellow Boise Staters. My name is Joseph Ellis, and I'm running to be your state attorney. Auditor. Well, they say the best speeches are always short, so I'm Joseph Ellis. No, for real. So thinking about how I got here today. I realized that Boise State drew most of its qualities from our great nation. What brought me here today is opportunity. I'm not talking about the opportunity to find a job. I'm talking about the opportunity to go into what you love with like-minded people. That is America. That is Boise State. As the auditor, I would personally work hand in hand with the treasurer in making sure that all the accounts of Boise State would go smooth. Now, myself, I am absolutely nothing. I would be nothing without every one of you. You are what make up what we are here. And in conjunction with our party's plaintiffs, I have a couple plans myself into eliminating wasteful government spending while also bringing up beneficial government expenditure plans. I'm Just Fellas. Thank you. I want to be your state auditor.
Our next speaker will be our nominee for Secretary of State, Mr. Andrew Butcher.
Real quick before I start, does anybody have any water? I'm Andrew Butcher. Some of you know me as the Meat Man. I believe that it is the duty of high office state officials to maintain a humble demeanor. Therefore, I am here to serve all the people of this 51st state. Because of this, I am a strong proponent for bipartisanship. Although I support my party's platform fully, I am graciously open to Federalist opinions and concerns. It is vital for the success of our state that your voices be heard as well. The responsibilities and duties that come with the position of Secretary of State are ones that I'm willing to accept. With that, I would like to leave you with this. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your state. Thank you for your time, and vote Andrew Butcher, the Meat Man, for Secretary of State.
Let's have a round of applause for all the nominees so far. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, our governor nominee, Mr. Dante McCannell.
I, Dante Lamar McCarroll Jr., has a dream. And that dream is to uphold the 51st state, the greatest state that will ever be. With the platforms and the planks that we've set up, we will not fail. We cannot fail. In the words of Yoda, success is failure, because if you succeed without trying, it is unadmirable.
I'm pretty sure we said backwards.
I believe in education, jobs, energy will help this state become one, because the youth is this nation's backbone. My mother once told me, some good things fall apart so that better things can fall together. And it's also tattooed on my ribs. Everything that I do is for the good and the better of this people of our state. I am the best choice for the 51st state of these United States. I will not let you down, and if you fall, I will pick you up. I will not bleed, because I don't bleed blood, I bleed Boise State. So, please, do not just vote for me, but vote for God, country, and Boise State. Thank you.
Let's have a round of applause for all of the national It is my esteemed privilege to have been selected as your party chairman, and you guys couldn't have made me prouder. I want you to know that. Federalists, you have some hard decisions to make over the next few days, but the decisions start tonight. I hope you vote as one big family, as I stated earlier. I hope you consider our nationalist nominees. I yield my time to the Federalists.
Candidates for American Legion Mountaineer Boys statewide offices. Let's hear it for all of them. All right, we're ready for the Federalists. And by the way, your chairman, Joseph Harden.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely ready to hear from our candidates. So with that, we'll go ahead and announce our first judicial candidate for all Brown Justice Gupta.
Hello, everybody. Listening to the other candidates, I prepared a speech, but I decided not to read it because I feel like it would look like I didn't have enough time to rehearse, so bear with me if I screw up. Here, my time at Boise State, I've had the honor and privilege to meet a lot of you guys. I've got to have a lot of new friends. It's really been a good experience, but for those of you who don't know me, he said, my name is Parag Gupta, aka Brown Justice. First of all, I'd like to thank all of my Federalists who voted me and allowed me to speak here. I hope you continue to support me in the general election. Next, I'd like to address obviously why you should elect me to the Supreme Court. As a member of the Supreme Court, I would work by the people who employ me, obviously, all of you nationalists and Federalists. And one of my ideas is that I want to implement a new way to use our Boise State bucks. So my idea is to have some kind of a game center, casino kind of deal where you can use your money as something that might be a little bit of fun. So if you like me and you like my ideas, give me a vote. Parag Gupta for Supreme Court.
I am from Marion Cottage. without you guys, every single one of you, I wouldn't be here right now. So again, thank you guys so much. Now, I've had a chance to talk to a lot of you just around the past couple days about my plans for the future. I think what sets me apart from other candidates is that I actually do plan on running for Supreme Court Justice one day, like in the real world, after I finish law school. I also want to run for a state office someday in West Virginia to give back to you guys. So I think a vote for me would help me give back to you guys and my country. If elected here for Supreme Court Justice, I want to work for you guys, with you guys. So like, I want to talk to all of you and know what you guys want to do here. And I want to work to support and uphold our Constitution together, all of us. So when you cast your ballots tonight, cast for Casto. Thank you guys very much.
Mr. Casto, you don't run for Supreme Court, you're appointed.
What?
Hello. I thought I was speaking naturally. Hello, my name is Dr. Smart, and I'm here to be your next Supreme Court Justice. However, I'll be much more than that. I'll be the beat in all of your heart. I'll be the sail, I'll be the wind in all of your sails. I'll be the base of this court system, and I'll be that scrawny white kid that everybody comes to love. When order is needed, order shall be delivered. When confidence is necessary, confidence will be delivered. And when you run out of sweet tea at the dinner table, by this Constitution, sweet tea shall be delivered. Only 10 men made it out of the primary for this position, and only 5 will come out victorious. Make sure you choose the smartest 5 to fill this role. Make sure you make the smart decision. Make sure you elect Joshua Smart for Supreme Court Justice. Smart man, smart decisions, Josh Smart. Thank you.
Next candidate, Matt the Verdict Menard.
Alright, as some of you know, all of you know, my name is Matt Menard, otherwise known as The Verdict. Most of my Federalists know what I'm about at this point, and I appreciate all your votes. But to the Nationalists, who I haven't addressed yet, I hope to pursue a career in law someday, and I really think this would be a great first step, not for me, but also for all of Boise State. I'll make it my sole mission to interpret the constitutional ramifications of each case and rule fairly. To all of Boise State, I believe I'm a great candidate for this position, and I'd be honored to have your vote, red or blue. The jury has determined that I'm one of the top 5 candidates. Well done. Case dismissed.
Now we'll hear from our last judicial candidate, T.R. Miles.
Hey Boise State, as y'all heard, my name is T.R. Miles, and I'm obviously running for Supreme Court Justice. And as you know, the job of Supreme Court Justice is to interpret the Constitution and be fair and impartial regardless of party. And that's what I plan to do. I plan to remove my bias from any courtroom and treat everyone as equals and listen to the evidence as it's presented and make a fair decision. So, a candidate needs to be dedicated and determined, but most of all, trustworthy. And you can't spell trust without TR. So vote for TR for Supreme Court Justice. That's it.
Good evening. Some of you should know me, others of you may not. My name is Tanner Carr, and I'm from Moorfield, West Virginia. I'm a member of Randolph College, and I'm your Federalist candidate for Commissioner of Agriculture. Writing a 2-minute speech was a little harder than I expected. 2 minutes of speaking seems like a lot longer amount of time than, say, 2 minutes of playing sports or 2 minutes of making sweet love to Kate Upton. You can trust me on that. I know from experience. But in all seriousness, it is the duty of the Commissioner of Agriculture to represent the commonwealth of you the people, citizens, both Federalists and Nationalists, in all agricultural pursuits, and that is what I intend to do if you graciously provide me, Tanner Carr, the tremendous opportunity to serve you as the 2014 Boise State Commissioner of Agriculture. Thank you, and God bless.
Our next candidate is our Attorney General candidate, Noah Mancuso.
Good evening, Boise State citizens. My name is Noah Mancuso, and I'm running for Attorney General. Although I do have the utmost respect for my qualified opponent, I do believe that I'm the best choice. What sets me apart is my well-roundedness and my versatility. I believe for Attorney General, we need someone who is neat, fun, yet serious, is a good leader, and knowledgeable of the topic. I believe I meet all of this criteria. I am fun. I do athletics, run cross country, and this year we're state track champions. I'm unique. I'm a professional jump roper, travel the world teaching and competing, have multiple national and world titles, even a world record. I'm a leader. I'm the president of our National Honor Society and team captain. I'm also knowledgeable and intelligent. I compete in math and science competitions all over the country, and I even got a 34 on the ACT if that counts for anything. I know there's been a lot of speeches, and it could have gotten a little bit boring this evening, so if I can get some room, I'm going to show you guys some jump rope tricks.
Colwart, and I am representing the Federalist Party for State Treasurer. I believe that I am a well-qualified candidate for Treasurer. I run my own lawn care business, so I'm experienced in keeping track of and dealing with money. I am loyal and reliable with good leadership skills, so I will be the type of person that you can trust with handling your precious Boys State money. If I do receive the great honor of serving you in office, I will make it my sole mission to guarantee you that the Boys State Treasury will be in good, responsible hands. A vote for counting stacks is a vote for secure currency. So elect John Colwart for Treasurer, and I will treasure you. Thank you. I'm running for your state auditor. If we did the things we are capable of, we would astound ourselves. Thomas Edison said that, and he invented the light bulb. I believe I'm well qualified for this position, and I plan to do my best if I'm elected. I believe in lower, simpler taxes, so more people will fill out their taxes and create more revenue for our government. I know there's a rivalry between us Federalists and the Nationalists, but I believe both parties have been very effective in getting things done. And by the way, I really like water. I'm the next Bobby Boucher, Mama told me. I've never went to college, but Abe Lincoln didn't either, so vote Stephen Chalmers for state auditor. You're being watched.
Essential values, not only good government, but living a good life. And that's honesty and commitment. Honesty and commitment are forgotten a lot today in our political process, and I think that's a bad thing, there's at least for government. Honesty is staying true to yourself, even during the campaign. That means not changing who you are just to get votes. Commitment is committing yourself and dedicating yourself to something larger than yourself. Service. And I think everyone in this room is committed to service, and not only just participating, but leading it. Now, I know on a personal level, I don't always succeed in being honest and being committed every day, but I try every day. And I was warranted that freedom to pursue that struggle from the men who came before me and died for that freedom. So if you believe in that, and I believe in that, then please elect me for Secretary of State. Thank you.
Our keynote address is Mikhail Vaughn. The fourth. How about it?
Alright, hey guys, I'm Mikhail Vaughn. To be 100% honest with you guys, when I first came down to State Boys State, my bad, I really didn't want to be here. I thought it was going to be horrible. I wasn't interested in government or politics whatsoever. And then around this time, I realized I was in the Federalist Party. From the very first caucus, I realized that my party was very enthusiastic about all of the planks that were brought up, as they energetically brought up the pros and cons of each one. Then I finally found out who the Federalists were. Some were loud, which united us. Some were quiet, but worth listening to. And then you have the in-betweeners and the unicorns, always being something awesome to the group. But don't get me wrong, guys. I mean no offense towards the nationalists, you guys. I'm sure you guys are awesome and I can be friends with all you guys. But I know you guys will definitely like us Federalists. And hopefully vote for at least some of us. Even Abraham Lincoln once said, a house divided cannot stand. So we must unite and vote for the candidates that we think are the best. Plus, I believe you guys will like our planks, such as teachers should have increased salary, since we put our trust in them for raising our future leaders. Increasing beautification for West Virginia to attract trade and increase revenue. And finally, lowering the voting age from 18 to 16. Since around this age, you get your first job, you start becoming involved in your community, and it certainly depends who your president is, because you are directly affected by his actions in his office. In the end, please be open to voting for Federalists, because we say Boy State citizens are the men of tomorrow, while Federalists are the men of today. Thank you.
Now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to hear from our governor candidate, Slammin' Sammy Martinez.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank everyone who has supported me in this election. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Now, nationalists, you can join if you like, but right now,
I'd like to ask all riders, fasten your seatbelts.
you may know me as slightly Sammy Martino, but my name is Sam Martino and I'm running for governor. Appreciate your support in this 2014 election. My main objective for the league is to govern the camp fairly and honestly, and to help you all have the best experience possible. What is the face of Boy State? How would you describe one person that possesses each necessary characteristic trait of a Boy State citizen? Enthusiastic, ambitious, passionate, charismatic. These are traits that I feel both me and my opponent possess. But the most important trait is intention. I feel that I can become a true and respectable leader for all of you, both Federalists and Nationalists. My party and I firmly believe that our platform will bring prosperity to West Virginia. Our proposal is reform in education that will ease the lives of teachers and secure the future of students. New policies on making the state of West Virginia attractive to high-tech businesses will bring plenty of new, intelligent people to our state. Mandating drug tests for food stamp recipients and welfare recipients will increase the taxpayers' confidence in how their money is used. Tax-paying teenagers will be able to have a say in their paychecks when we vote to lower the voting age to 16. And finally, the legalization of recreational marijuana will only increase revenue and tourism to our state. In conclusion, if you want Boy State to be jamming, vote for Slammin'. Slammin' Sammy for governor. Thank you.
go ahead and get all our candidates back up here for the Federalists. Everybody come up. All right, let's get another round of applause for everybody up here. Your time, both parties, and just we like to keep an open mind and consider everybody when it comes to the election. Thank you.
You guys want to get in on this roller coaster? It's okay if you hate me. Just, do you want to get in this roller coaster?
Fasten your seatbelts.
All right. I have in my hand 6 questions. 7 questions. Yes, sir.
He forgot one thing with the roller coaster. He forgot the bar.
Hey, man. Okay. I have in my hand the debate questions. Now, the debate questions have been taken by from your platforms. So, candidates for governor, if you've studied your platforms, you should do well. This is why we tell you at the beginning, we don't tell you how to think, we don't tell you what to write, we don't tell you what to think. This is your program. These are the things that you guys have decided are important. And so we take our questions from your platforms. Now, Melvin is the timekeeper for the debate. The rules are the nationalist candidate for governor will go first. I will give him a question. He'll have 3 minutes to answer. At the end of 3 minutes, Melvin will hold up a sign that says not another word. He will hold up the 2-minute and 1-minute warning signs. Then, the Federalist candidate for governor will be given 2 minutes to rebut. And then the original candidate for governor will be given 1 minute for any kind of follow-up. Then the next question will go to the Federalist candidate for governor, who will also have 3 minutes, 2 minutes follow-up, then 1 minute to 2-minute rebut, and 1 minute follow-up, and so forth. Each candidate will be asked 3 questions directly, and will be given the opportunity to rebut 3 questions. And then in my 7th bonus question, I may just do as a toss-up and see how they answer that. This is a lot more serious, guys, so we ask that you please show them respect. Listen carefully to their answers. Tonight we're picking a leader. Now, one of the things that I'm particularly proud of is that both of our candidates are high-quality, well-spoken, intelligent young men. One of the things that I'm certain of is that you can't go wrong with your election tonight. You've got two great candidates, and I'm very proud of both of them. Let's give them both an applause. Sammy, come on up. Yeah, come on up. You both can sit over here. You can sit over here. Yeah, that's my seat. You don't bite. That was totally unplanned. The first question will go to Sammy. Yeah, the Nats were chosen to go first. So the first question will go to Sammy. No. Or go to Dante. I'm sorry. What is the basis of your party's objection to the Common Core state standards? And if not Common Core, then how do you propose to ensure the quality of public education in our state?
The Nationalist Party, basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep the education system we have now, because the Common Core is basically a standardized way of teaching everyone, but it's not. There's students and there's teachers who teach faster, who learn faster than other students. So why subject those students by having them take a class where they're not needed? Like trigonometry, chemistry. It's all part of the Common Core, but it's Math 9, Math 10, Math 11, and Math 12. So those students who are more qualified to take more qualified courses, they're being held back, and they're basically being sat down and forced to learn at the same rate as everyone else. And the nationalists feel is that's not fair to the students who can do better. Thank you.
You asked me to repeat the question. What is the basis of the Nationalist Party's objection to the Common Core standards? And if not Common Core, then how do you propose to ensure the quality of public education in our state? You're explaining your position
on the Common Core basis
on this one.
Our state's education system.
You heard his response.
Okay.
You either agree, oppose, or
I agree with what Dante said. There's nothing really wrong with our current core education system. It's been pretty successful so far. It's good to have a diversely educated student in who's exposed to more than one area of education where they can be acculturated and well-versed, and so that they have the opportunity to pursue different careers if they wanted to. I believe it's effective. I don't believe our party has anything to change it aside from some salary raises for teachers. So that's about it.
I would also like to add, where the component stated that he would raise salaries for teachers, but in the state of West Virginia, where would that money come from? Later on, if he asks a question, then I will hopefully explain the further of the tenor system that we would like to reform and have that go to the teacher's salary. But as far as just giving money to the teachers, some of those teachers who are unqualified, then I think that would be a more efficient idea. Thank you.
Okay, this question is to Sammy. Your party platform proposes to lower the voting age from 18 to 16. Historically, 18 to 35-year-olds have the lowest rate of voting as an age group. What is your reasoning for proposing to lower the voting age, and what proposals do you have that would encourage people in that age group to vote?
Well, one of the leading causes of the Revolutionary War was taxation without representation. And around the age 16, people start getting jobs where they will be given paychecks and they will then therefore be taxed. And well, 16-year-olds, we believe 16-year-olds should be able to vote because they'll have a say in who's being elected and where the money's going. That's pretty much it. So, thank you.
Where the opponent stated that they would like to lower the age of voting from 18 to 16, but it was already decreased from 21 to 18. And since 18 is the legal age, I feel as if the nationals feel as if 16-year-olds, their mentality is too immature to take on such a huge responsibility. I personally feel as if when I was the age of 16, I was too immature and I was too young to actually fully understand and comprehend everything that was going on, whether it be presidents, senators, governors, because you don't really learn that type of stuff. There's no government class that is to sophomores and to freshmen. So, thank you.
Us at the Federalist Party believe that there should be a political aptitude test that, like the bar exam, make sure that the voters are qualified before they vote so they have an educated guess before they just elect someone in office. Thank you. I'm the junior right now, and not all schools are like this, but I've already taken several AP classes, and one of them is AP Gov. So there are opportunities out there to get involved in the political process and actually understand your worldview. Also, we have smartphones. There are news apps. It's not that hard to access information, and actually, if you want to vote, put the effort in to know who you're voting for. I mean, don't blind vote blindly. And just stay educated. Thank you.
Okay, Dante. Both parties supported increased drug testing for welfare and recipients and for recipients of unemployment benefits. How do you intend to pay for the increased costs, How do you intend to pay for the increased costs, like creating a separate monitoring and enforcement department to drug test welfare and unemployment benefits recipients? I screwed that up. Do you want me to repeat it? How do you intend to pay for the increased cost, like creating a separate monitoring and enforcement department for drug testing, welfare, and employment benefit recipients?
Basically, it would be the same standardized testing, except without marijuana, because the Nationalists and the Federalists both want to legalize marijuana in the 51st state. So with the exception of marijuana, it would basically be under the same restriction as, let's just say, a probation officer. You would go in, you would file for unemployment, you would go in, they would, have you take a urine sample or, whatever, blood sample or whatever it may be. And if you test positive for heroin, we feel as if that's not a person who should be, let's just say, working with, amongst other peoples in society. Are we excluding them? No. But the consequences would be that the police would be called and you would be arrested. Thank you.
We at the Federalist people who are already administer the welfare checks are already competent enough to administer a simple drug test before distributing the welfare checks. You could create more jobs, but there's no need to because you have to raise more money to pay all those new workers, and there's only so many ways to get that new money. Now, concerning costs relating to being able to afford to buy and make all the new drug tests, there'd be a slight tax raise, but only temporary to get the program off the ground. Once that's out of the way, it will essentially pay for itself in the long run due to all the people that would regularly abuse the system being eliminated from it, being put on the crap list for someone that's unreliable or that that's a drug abuser. So yeah, it would basically pay for itself, and yeah. Thank you.
The nationalists also believe that if you're going to sign up for welfare, then you have the opportunity to say yes or no to substance abuse. And if you're going to say yes, then there's probably a reason why you're on welfare or food stamps. And we're not discouraging you or whoever it may be. We're just setting a foundation down. If you're going to file for welfare, then you need to stay clean and you need to present yourself like you actually want to be a part of the community. Thank you.
That's right.
Okay, Sammy. Studies show that states where recreational use of marijuana is now legalized have experienced a dramatic increase in the incidence of driving under the influence of marijuana. How do you propose to prevent this from occurring in our state if recreational use of marijuana is legalized?
Well, already in effect in Colorado, similar to a DUI, there's already a kind of like a check that officers do. It's like driving while intoxicated or under the influence, and you basically look for someone that's high the way you would someone that's driving drunk. The benefits far outweigh the possible. Alcohol is more easily available than marijuana at present, but marijuana wouldn't be that harmful. The benefits far outweigh the negatives. Basically, law enforcement would be able to refocus their efforts on more dangerous drugs like heroin and cocaine. The sin tax, already in effect in Colorado, has generated $2 million for the state of Colorado in the first month of legalization. Tourism will increase as people would like to smoke weed in our state. And the government will be able to regulate the production of marijuana instead of having underground sales and drug dealers. So, thank you.
The nationalists created an idea that you have to be 21 and over, just like alcohol, to purchase any type of marijuana. You have to be 21 and over to inhale or to use any type of recreational or medicinal marijuana. And also, with the exception of Native Americans and Rastafarians, just some examples of religion, if it's in your religion to use marijuana for whatever purpose, then that would be acceptable with the permission of the local law enforcement. And also, we don't believe that you can spot out somebody who is high, because that would be profiling, and I don't think that you can do that, so thank you.
Well, like drunk driving while high would probably indicate some sporadic driving patterns. It wouldn't be profiling because it would be probable cause. The officer has suspicion that you are under the influence and has right to pull you over. The 21 age for marijuana is a nice point, but like alcohol, it is easily accessible to people under the age, and there's no way that it will be held to that age limit. I don't see any easy way to enforce that because obviously, with all the support for marijuana, people under the age of 21 have illegally obtained it somehow. Not saying anyone here, but it's gone out there. So, yeah, thank you.
Hey, Dante. How do you intend to fund the regulatory oversight that will be necessary to ensure the quality of marijuana sold for recreational use? And are you proposing to create a new government agency, or rather to expand the authority of an existing state agency for that purpose? Sure. How do you intend to fund the regulatory oversight that will be necessary to ensure the quality of marijuana sold for recreational use? And are you proposing a new government agency or to expand the authority of an existing agency for that purpose?
Just like alcohol, you can purchase it in a store, and it is also in other foods and drinks. So just like marijuana, because you can make it into just about anything, cookies, brownies, cakes. Basically, what would we be doing if we follow the FDA, and that they would oversee the whole entire system, I guess you could call it. And so that would oversee how it is regulated and the quality of it. Thank you.
I agree the FDA could possibly regulate the content of marijuana, but there's no guarantee that that's how it's going to be used. I mean, if people are able to access it and gain access to it and possess it, they won't have an accurate way to measure how much they're putting in. And they might put, like, when they're making brownies, for example, they might put way too much, get really messed up, and that would just give marijuana as a whole negative publicity that it already has. I believe, like cigarettes, the Surgeon General's warning should be sufficient enough warning for people purchasing marijuana. There can be designated areas where you're allowed to smoke, like in Colorado they have clubs and stuff where you're allowed to go and smoke marijuana. They make sure that you're fine before you operate a vehicle or head out into the city. And that's about it. Thank you.
Basically, my worthy opponent just stated the legal system for alcohol as well, and that's what I said earlier would marijuana basically fall under. So you can't, smoke it in, public places just like you can't do it with alcohol. That's the point that I was getting at earlier. There are going to be rules, there are going to be benefits to it, but there has to be standards. There has to be a line that is drawn between recreational, religious, and the community. Thank you.
All righty, Sammy, last question. Last regular question. Both platforms include, the nationalist platform includes statewide mandatory pothole prevention and filling. Your platform also includes infrastructure, bridges, more roads, and beautifications. To pay for this proposal, would you support an expansion of tolls to other roads in our state?
Sure, you could do that, I guess. I think that on the beautification aspect, we could propose restoration of, just for example, I live in Clarksburg. There's a lot of dilapidated old buildings, plenty of prime business space that's not being used. jobs can be created for beautification of recreating these old buildings, attracting more intelligent businesses, bringing technology and further developing West Virginia as a whole. And this increase in business could help not only our local economy, but our national image as well, because we're usually seen as the backwards hicks without shoes on a porch strumming our banjos. But I mean, if we get these people to come, not only will jobs be available, but we'll get a better public image overall. Thank you.
West Virginia's motto is wild and wonderful. Now, you talked to my word opponent and talked about the beautification of this wild and wonderful state, but the tolls I would agree with. That would be one way, but I'm assuming there has to be other ways, and I don't understand still in the Federalist platform how you would still pay for that. You mentioned, my word opponent mentioned creating jobs that would benefit the state and would look great upon West Virginia, would look great upon the nation. But he did not state how he would pay for that. The nationalists, I feel as if we would not beautify it, but just create more safety roads and bridges by maybe increasing taxes, adding tolls, and maybe opening another casino. Because where I'm from, there is a casino. And where I live, Branson, West Virginia, it's very beautiful. And we don't have a lot of hicks and banjo strummers. Thank you.
I never claimed that Clarksburg has hicks and banjo strummers. I was just saying the nation perceives us as a whole as that. If you ever go to football game, for example, anywhere out of state, that's what they perceive you as, and that's the kind of slander they'll use against us. Now, like my opponent addressed, a possible way to fund the jobs, would be a slight tax increase, like I said earlier, not just temporary, just something to get it off the ground as like an investment. And once that we have the jobs, the businesses, the recreated like buildings, which attract the businesses, which develops us technologically, then we'll keep moving to a better future, and West Virginia as a whole will become better. Thank you.
Okay, for the bonus question. Now this will go to Sammy first because they won the coin toss. And Dante will be able to respond. But unlike the other debate questions, each side will only get to speak once. So each side will have 2 minutes to give a statement about this question, and then that will conclude the debate. Another school shooting occurred today in Oregon. How should our state balance the Second Amendment right? Yeah. How should our state balance Second Amendment rights against our need to ensure the safety of our school children?
Okay. The Second Amendment was originally proposed back when firearms were basically muskets, one shot and not necessarily lethal. There's no guarantee that anyone died from them. They had no, they probably couldn't imagine the effects, the type of weapons we've developed recently and the damage that can be caused by them. We could enforce slightly stricter gun laws, but I mean pretty much everyone in West Virginia has a gun because everyone loves to hunt. I propose that we teach worst case scenario drills for teachers in all public and private schools, since I come from a private school, on how to combat a situation, worst case scenario, against possible shooting in the most effective way to get out alive or defend and possibly take down the shooter. Thank you.
so lenient, or the state that is so lenient with weapons. Not propose stricter gun laws, but have people who are purchasing guns and those who may even already own guns and frequently have to get them checked. Do stricter background checks. Because sometimes you can have a person who is mentally unstable purchase a gun without the seller or the dealer knowing anything about them. And so instead of proposing stricter gun laws or even taking away the rights to bear arms, I propose that you look into the person a little bit more, and think before you just hand somebody or sell somebody a lethal weapon. Thank you.
Your candidates for governor. Same procedures apply as last night. You'll go to your cottages. Your polls will be set up in your cottages, and you'll vote for your city and county offices there. Don't get up yet, guys. The blue shirts can. And the occasional gray. Once you've voted, then you have until 10 minutes after 11 to go to the dining hall and vote in the state election with the votronic machines. Now, voting is a privilege. And we had several people that did not make it down to vote last night. And that's your choice. But I can tell you right now, your vote is important. It matters. Candidate in Lincoln, Logan, Putnam counties, Boone, yeah. After the recount, lost his race by 1 vote. Think about that, 1 vote. And then I'm sure there's somebody out there that will have the audacity to say to him, well, I didn't vote, my vote don't count. And yet this person who was a member of the legislature is not given the opportunity to show what he can do because some of his friends said, my vote doesn't count. Your votes are precious, gentlemen. People in other parts of the world risk their lives to vote. There were some iconic pictures when they had their first democratic elections in Iraq several years ago. They risked snipers who didn't want them to vote, but over 90% of the population turned out to vote, even though it could have meant death, because the vote was that important to them. Here in the United States, we have the privilege. It's our right. You guys, it's a precious right. You guys get to decide our government. We have representative government for a reason. And so take advantage of it, not just here at Mountaineer Boys State, but also in your communities. This Friday, we'll have a voters registration drive, or this Thursday evening, rather, we'll have a voters registration drive, and we'll have a presentation on community service and voting. So pay heed to it. Are they set up down there yet, Randall? Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I would assume they are.
Okay. Okay, gentlemen, I really appreciate you this evening. You all behaved well. You're dismissed.